Hey guys, this is Ryan Feasant from Rhode Island, also known as Pats Fan 104 on the forums, and you are listening to the Married to the Games podcast. So Gabe, Tim Router, Timothy Hall, and all my MTTG brothers and sisters, let's get this thing started.
Oh, yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids, wives, and 9-to-5s, but we are still married to the games 086. How are you guys doing out there? It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router and Timothy Hall, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. We are so happy that you joined us. We're happy to be here, and we're happy that you're here. It's a beautiful day outside. It's early, but we're all feeling pretty good, I think. Router.
Oh, brother.
You got a new addition to the family.
Yeah, buddy. It's kind of weird how the whole circle of life happens. Because 5 weeks ago, our dog, Maggie, had passed away. And I think during this whole time, Lauren's probably been struggling with it a little bit more than I have, but she just keeps, we just keep going back to Maggie and, just thinking about her and that kind of stuff. Well, she's been looking online for the past 2 weeks. There are so many rescue dogs in the state of Tennessee. I think just a lot of people just leave their dogs out and then they either just run away or they just don't want them. And it's really sad because there are just in our county alone, there's over like 2,000 dogs that can be up for adoption or that can be rescued. Oh my gosh. It's insane.
That's
so she's
crazy.
she was looking at this particular dog and they were having an adoption day this past weekend in Cookeville. So we drove an hour and a half to Cookeville.
Ooh,
and
that's a long drive.
It is a long drive.
Yeah, that's not close.
The short story of this, because I don't want to bore everybody with the details, but we originally were looking at this other dog. It was an all-white dog, and it's called a Feist is the breed. It kind of looked a little like Maggie. She seemed really sweet based on what we had seen on the weekend. And the owners came out to the adoption day, and Lauren had been talking with, well, they're not the owners, they're the foster parents of her for now. They were just fostering her until she could be adopted. And so they were going to be there. So we went and saw her, and she was really nice. Kind of didn't really care too much about us, but she was just really calm and just chilled out. And so we were, I was going back in the car to get the checkbook for the donation because we were going to go ahead and get her. And it just, something was just weird. And I come back and Lauren's like, she just tried to bite me. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, probably not the right dog for us considering we have a 2-year-old. And then my father-in-law and mother-in-law came with us too. We were actually trying to convince them to get a dog as well.
Of course.
And of course that didn't happen. My mother-in-law shot my father-in-law down pretty quickly.
Oh, your father-in-law waterlogged?
Oh, he says he doesn't, but we all know that he totally wants a dog. But my mom just doesn't want to deal with it. My mom, she's like, I know what's going to happen. It's going to be 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to be the one walking the dog out in my slippers. I'm like, all right, Mom.
No, you just get him on a schedule.
Exactly. That's all you do. Anyway.
That's what we do with ours.
So this dog apparently didn't bite Lauren, but lashed out at her and then lashed out at my father-in-law 3 times. So we were like, okay, well, this isn't the dog for us. So Lauren was looking forward to seeing this other dog that wasn't there, but the owner, she had called the owner, and the owner said, I'd be happy to bring him by. His name's Thaxton, and I'd be happy to bring him by for you. So we just waited a little bit. The adoption day was kind of over because it was later in the afternoon. And here he comes bundling out with this other dog. She brought 2 just to show us another dog, and he was awesome. So we officially have another dog. He is a Jack Russell mix terrier, and we didn't name him, but his name is Thaxton, and he's like 12 pounds right now, and he's 7 months old, and he is the most chilled puppy I've ever seen.
He really is.
He doesn't do anything yet. I mean, he's nervous, so we're both just waiting for the ball to drop where he's just going to go nuts and start chewing everything. But the guy is just awesome. He just hangs out. He's very skittish. He was apparently just left outside roaming around outside this guy's house with another dog. He was infested with fleas and he had ticks all over him. And you can still see there's some scar bumps from some of the tick bites. So
Really?
I love getting rescues. I think it's great to be able to take one under, and I think Maggie was a rescue too. And so since we've had him since Saturday, and he's just been awesome.
That
So
That's
dog
cool.
was
I saw
chilling.
the pictures. He looks like a Jack Russell Border Collie mix,
yeah,
or not Border Collie, Border Terrier.
yeah, and originally they were calling him a Parsons Russell Terrier, but we looked it up on them like, how is he a Parsons Russell Terrier? And I highly doubt that in the state of Tennessee there is a full bred Parsons Russell Terrier running around.
Well, no, Parson Russell Terrier is Jack Russell with short legs, basically. So, like our dog Finnegan is technically a Parsons Russell Terrier.
Okay.
But that was up until a couple years ago where all of them were Jack Russell Terrier.
Right.
What they did was they separated it. So Jack Russell Terriers are the ones with the long legs.
Yeah, he does have longer legs.
Yeah. So if he has longer legs, he's a like purebred Jack Russell. And it looks like I said, he's mixed with a Border Terrier or something.
Yeah, and we took him to the vet yesterday just to make sure he's followed up with everything. And
Dog talk on Married to the Game.
that's right.
I
And
know, that's right.
She said it could be a wired terrier mix too, but
Yes,
definitely some sort of a mix because he looks like an old man. He's got that beard and everything.
Mhm.
So he's just been awesome, and I think I'm gonna not train him, but I think I want him. Doesn't he look like a frisbee dog? So I think I'm gonna get a frisbee, and I think that's gonna be some fun exercise with him. So
There you go.
I'm super excited. I think it's really great. We still I think Lauren's going through Maggie guilt still, but everybody's been saying, look, this is really good for you. And I think it's great. He has actually I didn't really notice it until we got back. He has a lot of the same coloring as Maggie too. So it's pretty cool. So we've got a new member of the family. And it's been great. So that's what we've been doing this past weekend. And man, just loving Second Son. I finished the good campaign, I think this weekend or earlier this week, and I'm already right back into the evil campaign. And it's just, man, that game is so much fun. It's just
Nice.
like, this is the first game that I've actually gone back to play again, and I'm having just as much fun, if not more fun, than I did on the good campaign. The evil's fun, man. Gabe, I can't wait for you to get in on that because it's fun
doggy.
just kicking people around like old school infamous kicks, like how Cole used to do it. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
punt.
awesome. This is so much fun.
That's great.
So,
Pulsifer.
yeah.
So I've got a few things. I talked about my Keurig machine going out, and I didn't realize how bad I need coffee every day until it went out. So
Really?
You never know until that happens, right?
oh yeah, I know. But honestly, their customer support is the best because I called them up and they just said, "Oh, did you try descaling it?" And I said, "Okay, well, I'll look up some information and figure out how to do that." Did that?
Yeah,
It
which is
didn't-
annoying to do.
Yeah, it is a little, and it takes a long time to get that stuff through your machine.
Mm.
Yeah.
But after I did that, it still wasn't working. So I called them back up, and they were just like, "We're just gonna send you a new one."
Wow.
And the funny thing was, I'm thinking like, "Oh, okay, so I'll probably have one in like a week." It took them a day to get me one.
What?
Yes.
Mine's not working either all of a sudden.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if their headquarters is there, but it shipped from Chattanooga,
Holy cow.
Oh,
so that's why it
must
only
be.
took a day.
Yeah, it must be. Or they at least have some sort of satellite. That's
Yeah.
amazing, man.
And the crazy thing, like I had talked to my sister because the same exact thing happened to hers. Like we have the ones that are, like the crazy part is we have the ones that are a little bit more expensive. Like I would expect a $50 one to break, but
Right.
this is like one of the higher up models, and she said that apparently this model breaks a lot.
Really?
Oh,
It's just
man.
known
Yeah,
for
I
that,
was like,
huh?
man, that sucks. But either
Yeah.
way, I got coffee again, and you can probably tell.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That's awesome.
What's going on with the house?
I was gonna give an update on that. So everything is done. The
Yes.
sellers have accepted everything, and
Yes.
they're working on that right now.
Yes.
Shut up.
Excellent.
Did they agree to fixing everything?
Yeah, they agreed to fixing.
Are they going to do
I
the
think
roof?
everything. Yeah, everything.
That's
Oh my gosh, that's
awesome,
incredible.
dude. Holy cow.
I think we're just clear to close now. Like I don't think we have much else to do. I got to set up the insurance and stuff, but I think
Oh, man,
everything's
it's great.
pretty much done.
Man.
That is awesome to hear. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. One of the things I will say, though, when you go through this process, they're going to lose paperwork, so be prepared to send everything twice.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's annoying.
Oh, man, closings are always fun, too. It's like, here, you need to sign this paper recognizing that you are who you say you are. Sign here. It's
well,
like,
we did.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sure. We already did like what's called the final loan disclosure. So what they do is they basically do a test close with you.
Yep.
So you go in and you fill out all that paperwork that you will fill out at closing. So we went there and did that for about 45 minutes to an hour.
You did a trial run.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, we're going to do
Seriously.
this again on closing day. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. That sucks.
You got
come with loose wrists.
That's right. You got writer's cramp by the end of the day.
Oh, gosh, I know. We've got luckily, we've got a big client coming to town next Friday. And I think we may have another client coming to town on the day I close. And I was like, well, you guys are just going to have to wing it without me. 'Cause
Yeah,
Wow.
right.
Seriously.
Yeah, sure.
Next week is my birthday. I took that day off. I was going to take the Friday off, but that client's coming to town, and I still can't talk about that yet because we still haven't released that deal yet.
Oh, man.
But it's a company everybody knows. That's the most I'm going to say.
There you go.
Dude, it's your birthday next week. That's crazy.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, honestly, I'm not doing anything until closing. So we're
Nice.
closing
When is
in a
closing?
little bit.
Can you tell us when's closing is now?
It's supposed to be the 23rd.
Oh, that's great, dude. Right
So-
before
There you
Memorial
go.
Day. That's perfect.
As long as nothing goes crazy in the loan department, I think we'll be good. I mean, we started this process a long time ago and gave ourselves a lot of time so there'd be no delays.
Yeah, nothing will go crazy.
Yeah, so hoping and praying, cross my fingers.
Yeah,
all
man.
that stuff.
If all the loan stuff is you've already filled out everything, that's half the battle. So I think you're just going to coast the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think they pretty much said, we just got to wait on closing now. That's pretty much it. But I finished up Burial at Sea episode 2 last week. I mentioned on the show, and after that, I wanted some more BioShock to play, so I downloaded 2 and started playing it.
No way. You got the BioShock bug then, huh?
I know.
And how is it?
It's basically it's a lot like 1 with less set piece, more focus on combat.
Gotcha.
So like
I have it downloaded because remember it was free on PS Plus for a while, and I still have it. And one of these days I'll play it.
You'll probably see this when you play it too. I think the combat may be a little bit more fun than Infinite was.
Really? I thought Infinite was fun.
Yeah, I know. The interesting thing is, I can say this now because I've been through about probably 3 or 4 hours of the game. You don't need to play this game to get Infinite. Definitely not.
Okay.
Right.
And you don't need to. If you're wanting to get the cusp of the series, you really don't have to play this game. But it's an interesting side story of the first game. It takes place 10 years after the first game ends, I think. So it's kind of like a 60s type of thing. Or 70s maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but basically you're still in Rapture. Stuff has gotten even more deteriorated than it was. There's a new villain basically who you get introduced to pretty early in the game. Your character, you're playing one of the I don't know if you're like a special Big Daddy, but you're playing a Big Daddy character. They let you know that pretty much in the beginning of the game. So what you're doing is, instead of where the first game you were trying to find little sisters and harvest their atom, or like heal them of their deficiency or whatever you want to call it. In this one, since you're
so confusing.
I know. If somebody were to just like start listening right now about a game, they're like, "What is this crap they're talking about?"
Exactly.
If you played games last generation, you have to play BioShock. Period. Yeah, like it's one of those games. But with 2, since you're a Big Daddy, you look for the little sisters, and then they like are attracted to you because you're a Big Daddy. So you pull them and put them on your shoulder, and then they're taking you to guys that they can harvest, and then you've got to protect them when they're doing so.
I'm so confused.
It's a little weird.
I know, that's right.
But basically, when you take them to the guys to harvest, like, it turns into kind of like a horde mode type of thing.
Nice.
So it's combat wise, like, it's a lot of fun.
That's great.
And like I said, I think I like it better than Infinite for that. So,
wow, cool. So, did I miss the bus here? Did you finish Mass Effect 3, or is that still in the...
Yeah, I kind of sidestepped
he said
from that.
about that.
Well, the whole reason, I know that playing the end of that, I'm probably going to get like one trophy. So I decided, since we're in the middle of the trophy wars, I decided to go and start a new game. Played about, like I said, 3 or 4 hours of BioShock 2. And I've already gotten like 6 or 7 trophies.
Nice.
Smart.
So that's kind of why I started on that path. I need to finish Mass Effect 3. I still haven't done it. But I'm on the final mission, so...
Yeah, you'll get a few from Mass Effect 3, too.
You get a few at the end?
I think so. I
get one for finishing it.
Well, yeah.
Well, of course. I would expect nothing less.
Exactly.
If you don't, I'd be throwing that controller at the TV. But, yeah, I think you probably did a really smart move and switch gears to something else, because I'm sure BioShock's got... Well, I don't know. Infinite didn't have a ton of trophies, did it?
I think I got a lot of achievements on it. I played it on 360.
That's good. Yeah,
I could always play it again on PlayStation 3, but it would be hard for me to play that game again. I already know what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah, well, this Trophy Wars came in at a good time. Like, I was almost done with the good campaign, and now I'm restarting the evil campaign for Second Son. But I'm still trying to think if there's a PS3 game I can play.
There's a PS3 game you definitely shouldn't play. The Last of Us is so stingy with trophies.
No, not at all.
I beat that game. I beat that game, and I did a really decent job. I only died a couple of times, and I got like 2 trophies, I think.
Exactly. It's
my gosh.
Hey, congratulations, you survived this massive apocalypse. Here's a trophy.
Yeah.
Here's the credits.
Oh, gosh. I think most of the trophies in that game are collect everything. Like,
really?
Collect all blah, collect all blah, collect all blah. I don't remember, but...
Or kill this many people this certain way, or, that kind of stuff. Not in Last of Us, sorry. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but...
That's why, I keep going in my head, Borderlands 2 has a ton of different trophies, because you get to do different things.
So. Gabe, you should pick that up on Vita now that it's out.
I know. We'll get to that in a little bit.
I know.
Yeah. Don't Gabe, I know us. We're on to you, man. Quit playing your JRPG and let's move on.
I know, seriously.
You're not getting any trophies from them.
Final Fantasy VII doesn't spit out trophies, Gabe.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's true.
How is the kitchen, sir? Talk to us.
It's like, congratulations, you made it out of Midgar.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, the trophy list just writes itself, man.
The kitchen's coming good. We have the countertop people coming today, so our house is in... it looks like a tornado hit downstairs with the way everything's all over the place. And
does it make you itchy? Just like,
I can't stand it.
Yeah, I hate that stuff.
And it's funny because I'm not like a neat freak, but like something about order, like having order in my house. That's what's bugging me. So those guys are coming today, and so I'm glad to be having this underway. It seems like it's been forever, and it's not like the work will be done, but at least it's just another thing that we're that much closer to being done, if that makes sense. So we had to rip up the countertops yesterday in our master bathroom and our kitchen.
Oh man.
And I've never done that before, so that was exciting. It was scary, like undoing all the plumbing and not trying to be on a bad sitcom and have water going everywhere. And so, shutting everything off, shutting off the garbage disposal so I didn't lose a hand.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, so keeping her moving. I not beat, but I don't know if you can beat the game, but I got to the end of 2048. That number game that we were talking about.
I when you sent that to me, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. because Lauren and I like haven't even cleared like 10,000, and we're like, what is going on? How did he do that? And continue. Sorry.
No. And so that was cool just because that game is so addicting and you just kind of want to get there.
Yep.
And then let's see, what else did I do?
By the way, your little trick that you told us about it yesterday totally worked. I almost beat it last night.
See?
Almost.
What's the trick?
Should we? I mean,
oh yeah, go ahead, explain it to him.
I think it's pretty cool. It's a little hard to explain because Gabe was like, it's hard. You have to kind of play it to start getting a vibe for it, but you shift everything over to the left because that way, what ends up happening is the way that the functionality works is after a while, if you're matching things up, everything on the left will start to compress. It's weird. Like, I just kept like what I was doing initially was just trying to match as many of the twos together, then bringing the fours together and blah, blah, blah. But this way is smarter because you're shifting everything over to one side. So there's no real gaps. And as long as you keep doing that, and then you can shift left and then keep going up and down and matching things left and right, it all kind of starts forming together. Like I got the 1024 or something tile like that I had never achieved before just by doing that. It was really cool. That was a good tip, Gabe. And so I'm almost there now. It's pretty cool.
See, there you go. You'll be there in no time.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
So that was
feel
cool.
good when that achievement popped up.
Dude, it kind of snuck up on me. It was weird because you can kind of see in the future when you're doing your lines, and I was like, oh crap, if I do this, and I was like real careful about it. I was like, okay, up, left, up, left. So
it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, where's your trophy for that, man? That's right. There's definitely some Esteban going on in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tim, if you log into Game Center, the achievements will pop up on there. So
yep.
I imagine when he did that, it popped up.
Yeah.
No, well, what sucks is I did it on my phone, and so I have a droid, so I don't get to brag to anybody except my other droid friends.
Gabriel.
I know.
It's all good. That's awesome.
We played a venue called Red Rocks the other day.
Classic venue.
Which is a pretty big deal. And it is high up in the mountains of Denver, boy. You like go up the steps and you're like,
this sucks. I can't imagine you jumping around and singing.
Oh, dude. It was an instant headache. I like got an instant altitude.
Oh, really?
Oh, from the very first song. I was like, ow, my head. And they're like, yeah, that's the altitude. They keep like tanks of oxygen on either side of the stage because people aren't used to it. I didn't use them, but
good for you.
They have them there for you if you need it.
So does it affect your voice then? Like, do you notice anything? Like,
yeah,
I just imagine if
like
they
helium.
accidentally put helium. Yeah. And Gabe was like,
my time is near.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be awesome.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Red Rocks.
No, but what is interesting about that is Toby went and played golf.
Oh.
And since the altitude is higher, you hit the ball further because not as much resistance.
So weird.
I was like, that's
so
crazy.
Weird.
Yeah. And then, just been playing Persona 4. I'm probably 38 hours into it or something like that.
Oh,
I have
a beast.
And I don't see it like there's no end in sight.
Wow.
So I don't know what's going on that game. And so I don't know how long we'll be playing that. But I like it. And then I started episode 3 of Wolf Among Us yesterday. I thought I was going to be able to knock it out, but the baby woke up.
Oh,
she's always ruining my time.
I know. Jeez.
Gosh, get a job, baby.
Silly daughter.
And so I was liking that. I was digging it though. But I'm with you guys. Knowing that some of that stuff might make its way to PS4 is hard to it's hard to appreciate because it's just so jumpy.
Yeah, you're getting it jumpy too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm like, what's
like
going on? Why is it like this?
It takes you out of the experience.
It really does.
Yeah,
it's like if you're watching a play and somebody's talking behind you or something.
Right.
You know, it just kind of ruins the illusion.
Yeah, and it's like meow, 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 meow. Like sometimes like the loading things take so long. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck? So
yeah.
Anyway,
I tell you, if they bring that stuff to PS4, though, they're going to wait until after all of the episodes are out.
Yeah, they'll do
probably.
a bundle, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They should do a Telltale collector series. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
And expensive, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, every time I've gotten those season passes, I've always got them on discount.
Yeah,
I
on
bought
sale.
the Walking Dead season 2 season pass probably the week or 2 weeks after it came out, and it was already discounted by $5.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I got mine on sale too.
This is nuts.
That's
Sweet.
crazy.
Router.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad everything's good for the week. Let's get into it, man. We got a ton of stuff going on, so let's get into all this good stuff.
Let's wind it up and let's do it.
New releases this week. Hey, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is now out for the Xbox One.
Ah.
They've
I wonder what the
actually
thing
released it
was
this
with
week.
that. That's
Well, no, released it physically.
Physically. It's
At
being released this week for the Xbox One.
Well, my Target didn't get it yet
Really?
because I was there last night and they didn't have it. It was kind of weird.
Well, wait, doesn't Xbox release them on Wednesdays?
No, they release their physical stuff on Tuesdays, but their
Yeah, with
downloadable
everybody
stuff
else.
comes out on Wednesday.
Interesting. Okay. Well, somebody fact check that for us when you're out and about in Target. See if it's there. But
Everybody take a picture at your Target.
yeah, right. But they said it's available, so we'll see. MLB 14, the show, is now available for the PS4. And all right, Gabe, here we go. No excuses. Borderlands 2 limited edition PlayStation Vita bundle is now available for the Vita. Go get your trophies, boy.
Happy birthday to
Gabe. And
Now-
to
it's a Hall. Hall's needs to cop that.
Well, hang on a second. We were at Target last night, and there was one PS4 left in the case. And Krista would turn to me, and she was like, "Do you want a PS4 instead?" And I was like,
Oh, that
Yikes.
offer is, dude, that offer was on the table?
Well, I mean, after closing, obviously. But she was like, "Do you want a PS4 instead?" And I was like, She was like, "Well, hang on a second. If we spend $400, you need to remember that when we get to my birthday."
Yeah, oh yeah. They never let you forget.
They sure won't. There's the memory of an elephant.
Releasing for the PS4, I believe this is an indie game as part of their rollouts that they had when they announced it last year at E3. Stick It to the Man is coming out for PS4 this week. So that looks pretty interesting.
And it's free right now for Plus members. I want to download that.
I think I need to grab that. I want to start getting some indie stuff. For the PC, Xbox 360, PS3, Raven's Cry is a pirate-themed strategy game set in the 17th century from East India Company developer Nitro Games. Bum, bum, bum. So that comes out. And for Xbox 360, Peggle 2
Oh, really?
is out and
There we
about.
go.
Oh, for the 360? Crap, I might have to pick that up.
Yep.
Love that game.
Yep. So we got, so those are new releases. And then let's get into the top selling games for the week ending April 26th, US only. And it's brick and mortar stores. I always want to disclaimer that. Number 10, GTA 5 rears its head again for the PS3.
Huh.
So not Xbox 360 like I thought, but we'll get to that. Number 9, Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn for the PS4. Number 8, Demon Gaze for the PS Vita.
Huh.
Another role playing. Here it is. Number 7, GTA 5 for the 360 comes back up.
I wonder what that's all about.
They must be having a sale.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There must be a sale. Number 6, Pokemon XY 3DS for the 3DS comes back up. Number 5, Infamous Second Son for the PS4.
Oh, nice.
Staying in the top 5. It was 6 last week, so it jumped up. Number 4, Call of Duty Ghosts for the 360. Number 3, Minecraft for the 360.
Oh my gosh.
We say that every week too. Number 2, Titanfall for the 360. And number 1, Titanfall for the Xbox One. So Xbox is taking over the charts once again.
Nice.
So it
Ripping
kind of
up.
flipped there. The
Yeah,
Xbox
it
One
flipped.
retook the the reins.
It was very close. Xbox One did 48,000 units. The 360 version did 45,000 units. So, yeah,
45,000 and 48,000. That just tells us nothing's coming out right now.
Yeah. Well, and everybody wants to jump on and battle each other in Titanfall, so I don't blame them.
I know that's right.
Awesome.
I want to jump on and battle them too.
Seriously.
So jealous.
Take it away, boys. I'm sure we got lots of news.
Yeah, Hall, get at him, baby.
Oh my gosh, we have so much news.
Do it.
I mean, there's like news stuff, and then there's like just interesting stuff. I don't think we could be a podcast of gamers our age without having a moment of silence for Neversoft. Starting now. Okay, we're done. We're done with that.
Well
now.
done. That was good.
All right. Well, I'm sure most people have heard, but Neversoft is getting merged into Infinity Ward.
That's
now,
right.
if you remember on Call of Duty Ghosts, their name was on that game. I thought it was weird when I was playing that game that I saw their name on there, but they kind of did some of the development in the background. And now Activision is making it official. They're just merging them into Infinity Ward.
Crazy. It's crazy,
So
like how you can come out. I mean, obviously, I think Neversoft's been around longer, right?
Oh, definitely.
And so it's crazy, though. You have a game like Call of Duty, and the more popular name is Infinity Ward. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like 15 years ago, Infinity Ward would have loved to have been a part of Neversoft.
Oh my gosh, I know.
You know, it's crazy.
Like you think back to Tony Hawk games, like that's their main claim to fame.
Oh, wow.
And those guys were doing so much crazy stuff over there. If you were, if you were in the know, you were playing a Tony Hawk game, even if you didn't skateboard.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, those games were so good.
But that could be kind of cool for them. I mean, if there's a merge, hopefully nobody lost their job. But at the same time, that opens
people
the doors.
Always lose their jobs.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Well, and it doesn't say if they were asked to leave, but the studio head of Neversoft, Joel Jewett, and studio director Scott Pease both have decided to retire from games.
Oh, wow.
And I think that honestly, you can look back at Neversoft's career, and they had a pretty good career.
Yeah, man.
The last few years after they like shut down Guitar Hero, because they were developing Guitar Hero after Harmonix left.
Mm-hmm.
They were, after Guitar Hero was done, they kind of were just helping people with things or doing stuff in the background. But
okay.
When I think of Neversoft, I think back to an era when we didn't have internet video.
Right.
And basically, the only glimpses of these studios and these guys that you got was, special videos on a Tony Hawk game. They'd have like a minute of footage from the studio, and they'd be like, "Yeah, we're installing a half pipe in our office
in the back room." Yeah,
yes, just like crazy stuff like that, where you're like, "Man, it must be awesome to work there."
Yeah, yep. It felt like Google before it was Google.
That's right.
Yeah, it was just I think back to a simpler time when I think about those guys. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
Well, hopefully anybody that didn't have to be let go, they'll get their dust the shoulders off and keep going.
They'll land on their feet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Any job interview they go to, they'll be like, "I was at Neversoft."
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
if they just say that, I think a lot of people will be like, "Okay, you're good. We'll take you."
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like I said, that they have been just kind of in the background for the last few years, but they've always been kind of a mainstay in this business. It's kind of sad to see the name go.
You always recognize it when you see it.
Yeah, I mean, that eyeball is ingrained in everybody our age's memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually have a guy that went over to Naughty Dog.
Oh my gosh. It's a miracle.
He's replacing everybody that left.
One man to rule them all.
Yeah, his name's Jonathan Cooper, and which is weird because I'm on tour with a guy named John Cooper right now. And he was the animation director on AC3 and the lead animator on Mass Effect 1 and 2. And I guess his LinkedIn profile for his new job just says animator, but he's over at Naughty Dog now.
All right.
Which I think that would be like, for an animator or any form of storytelling, I would imagine that would be really fun to go over to Naughty Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine? Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, and Naughty Dog games are kind of always like put on the pedestal as these are graphically great, the animation is great, the voice acting is great.
Exactly.
I mean, they're known for their attention to detail.
Yeah, their quality is pretty outstanding.
So that'd be great to be a part of that team.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure that's what he was thinking.
And Router touched on it a little bit. The new Vita is out. It's called the Vita Slim, and I'm trying not to hate on it. I'm not totally sure why they did it, only because it doesn't seem like it's upgrading that much.
It's not that much of a difference.
Well, and some people would argue that it's downgraded in some ways.
Yeah, doesn't it? Is it supposed to be lighter? Does it feel cheaper to you?
Yeah, I heard that it felt cheaper, but at the same time, I mean, that's not necessarily bad that it's lighter and feels cheaper. That doesn't necessarily mean it's cheaper.
That's true. The iPhone 5 is lighter than the 4.
Exactly.
But it's definitely not cheaper.
It sure isn't. Lord have mercy. Mm-hmm. But it's slicker looking, like it's black all the way around instead of the silver. The buttons, like the start and buttons and select buttons kind of change. They're oval. They're more circular now instead of that skinny oval. But everybody's big deal is the LED screen, which they switched to from an OLED screen on the first one. And everybody's saying the new screen is worse.
Wow, that stinks.
And so
that's your most important feature.
Right. That's the only thing you're looking at the whole time. So
yeah.
I think it's part of it. I think is probably battery life, because I heard this battery lasts a little bit longer because the screen doesn't draw so much power. But I just thought it was interesting because it doesn't seem like you've made it thinner, yes, but you've made the screen worse.
Yeah,
people just say it's less. It's dull and it's not as crisp, and you're like, oh man, well that's what you're staring at. But I don't know if you'd feel that way if you weren't looking at the original Vita screen right next to it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when you see TVs at the store, like you can always like point out the one that you're like, yeah, that looks better than everybody else.
Exactly.
But if you bought a different one, you wouldn't notice it.
Right. But
because you're not looking at them side by side, I guess.
But I'll tell you what, the screen, I love the screen on my Vita. And so I think this may be a good time to go buy a first generation Vita, because they're going to be cheaper.
I'm going to think it through.
Yeah. Or
we
think
know
it
you're
through.
Going to think it. We know you'll think it through, Hall.
Hall, give us something else, bud.
Okay, well, yeah, this is news. Everybody knows about the new Call of Duty.
Yep. Advanced Warfare.
It's got almost Frank Underwood in it from House of Cards.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey is the bad guy.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm sure when he was like doing these like dry runs for the trailer, they were like, nope, wait, you're doing the Frank Underwood voice. Hang on, just scale it back just a little bit.
God, he's going to be a great villain.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be an awesome villain, but I couldn't watch the trailer without thinking of House of Cards because he's even wearing a suit.
See, I've never seen House of Cards.
I heard so many good things about House of Cards. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
You guys have got to see it.
That's a Netflixer, isn't it? We can get that on Netflix. Okay.
They've got season 1 and 2 up there now. We flew through them because they're so good.
It's only on Netflix.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they put it on a disc, too.
Oh, but what I mean is it was like a Netflix original. It's not like it's on TV.
I was going to say, I thought for some reason, I thought it was like a Showtime original.
Nope, Netflix.
No, and when you watch it, man, it's like, you can tell they definitely put a lot of money into it.
That's great.
When I mentioned they put it on disc, I think they may have only put it on disc for Redbox. Because I remember going to a Redbox and seeing like House of Cards disc 1, and I was like, what? That's weird.
That is weird. If they were the same company, my gosh, they'd be making so much money.
Seriously.
Yeah, they probably should join forces. But a few of the things from the game, we know that right now Sledgehammer Games, if you remember, those were the guys who were kind of co-developing on Modern Warfare 3. On this game, they're taking the reins and developing the PS4 and Xbox One, I think, and the PC version. Yeah.
Wow.
So they haven't named the studio yet, but there's going to be a different studio doing kind of the down porting. So like porting it down to Xbox 360 and PS3.
It's an all new engine. And like all the CODs, I didn't know this, but all the CODs on 360 and PS3 were all the same engine.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
you could tell.
and that's what they were saying. That's one of the big complaints that they had, is that people felt like they were just reskinning the game and putting it right back out again.
which may be kind of true.
And
honestly, even though this is a new game engine, it's probably like they took the old parts and then just kind of revamped it.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Well, they said they're making this one specifically for the Xbone and PS4.
Oh, okay. So they're doing it from the ground up.
Yeah, they said they've had 2.5 years, I guess, to work on it.
Wow.
And so I love that.
And as Gabe has already mentioned, Kevin Spacey plays like kind of the lead villain, if you will.
I love that.
Or maybe he's not like a villain, or I really can't tell. The trailer makes him look like he's the villain.
I think he's the villain. Pretty sure.
Okay. And then Troy Baker is playing the voice and probably doing the animation during the cutscenes for the lead character.
Of course he is.
And this is the first Call of Duty game where you're playing just one character.
Hallelujah.
I know. I've been hoping that they would do that forever, because I hate having to jump around and play different characters.
That's why I liked this. That's why I liked Ghost. Like, even though you jumped around, but you pretty much just played one guy. And then like the jump around stuff was like just, one thing, so they could put you in space and it makes sense.
Yeah, different environments.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't like, I liked that about Ghost, but the thing I didn't like was that you were still like the silent protagonist type of guy.
Yeah, why doesn't he talk all like that?
I don't know. They've always done that. It's really weird.
That's how it is on Persona 4 too. Like, the lead character doesn't have a voice. And it just tells you that you've told somebody something. Like, you get to say things like choose what he says, but like, he doesn't have a voice, obviously, because you choose what he says. But then, well, I guess that doesn't make any difference. But it's like, you told such and such about the such and such instead of being able to hear your conversation. It's really interesting.
Yeah. See, I like the games where you actually get to be the character and kind of connect with them. So this will be an interesting campaign, I think.
I think it'll be a good one. What else about that? I think that's all. We don't know very much about it yet.
Did you say the release date?
No, but it's definitely going to be November.
Oh, shoot, it better be.
I think they might have said it. It might be like the 11th, maybe.
Nice.
Or the 4th. I don't know. I might have those mixed up.
It's always right before the holidays.
Yeah, it's always right before the holidays. I mean, they've made that a tradition for like the past 7 years.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't be a Christmas without it.
Why stop now?
It really wouldn't. Like, every time November rolls around, like, I feel like I have to buy that game just because.
Well, and that's the same with me. That's the same with me in October, with Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
There you go.
And that's why they bring the AC games out in October, so they don't have to compete with Call of Duty.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, it gets its 1 or 2 weeks of spotlight, and then it gets overshadowed by Call of Duty.
Yeah,
like every other game does.
And Halo's always come out in September, so
that's awesome.
That's weird. Speaking of, they say the Halo TV show that Steven Spielberg is doing has officially started.
Wow!
So they've gone through all the stories and blah 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 blah, and it is on its way. And so that's cool.
Kevin Spacey as Frank Underwood.
Exactly. Kevin Spacey as Master Chief.
And Troy Baker is in there somewhere.
Exactly.
If they released a trailer for Halo with Kevin Spacey in it, I would just roll on the floor laughing.
Yes, he would.
There's no way. He wouldn't fit that world. Would he fit that world?
I could see him being like one of those guys that like doesn't have to participate in combat, just like one of the guys who's putting the money in or something.
He's like the guy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I haven't seen that show yet.
I haven't either, but I just know the main guy is from the movie. And, he's rarely ever out there fighting.
Yeah. Yes, I know exactly who you're referring to.
And then word is Microsoft has also been talking to Showtime about bringing the show to cable.
Oh, there you go.
So that's kind of cool.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah. Hall, give us something else.
Showtime's kind of looking for anything now that Dexter's over.
I know. They're like, please.
Give us something.
They seriously didn't want to end Dexter. Like, there were reports coming out after it ended. They were like, maybe we should do a season 9.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
hindsight
gosh.
after they've done everything and
After they made everybody all mad.
right.
Oh yeah, like the day Dexter ended, it was like all of a sudden a flood of we're canceling. And they didn't want that to happen,
Oh my
so they're like,
gosh.
"Oh
That
man,
stinks.
why do we have to end this show?"
I know. Give us something else, Hall.
Destiny is a $500 million gamble.
Yeah. What the
Wow.
heck? I saw that.
$500 million.
When I saw that, I was like, wow, that is such a big gamble. Because what if the game's not good?
Yeah, I guarantee you half of that is just for servers. It has to be. There's no
It's
way it
probably
can.
a
If
lot
this
of
is
it,
going to
yeah.
be just a multiplayer, like, did they say that there was going to be a single campaign?
I don't think so.
I think it's straight up multiplayer,
Yeah, I
which
think it's
means
all multiplayer, yeah.
which means a lot of servers. They need to have their own server farm somewhere.
Well, if the game is good, they're going to be swamped.
Yeah, guarantee
they
it
did
crashes first week.
They have the Sim
They
City
did say-
woes.
No, I hope not.
Nice.
No, I hope not. But there's going to be something going on. I just know it.
It's Activision putting the money behind the game, so maybe they're thinking like, well, we're going to make that in Call of Duty easily. So
I can't.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is
that
worth
is
gambling on.
crazy.
Oh man, please don't suck. Then how about that? Let's just plead with them. Please don't suck.
Can we do a little kumbaya real quick?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like they've already kind of budgeted out things. They said that the $500 million is associated with manufacturing it, marketing it, packaging it,
Okay.
infrastructure support, which I'm assuming is servers, and then they said royalties and other costs. So it sounds like they probably budgeted out a year or so of royalties already.
Oh, that's true.
Man,
Wow.
that is insane.
Well, we saw that trailer last night during the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, it looked good.
That looked. I mean, it
Didn't look like $500 million, but
Yeah, not yet, but it looked good.
Yeah, it'll get there, right?
I hope, man. Hey, if not, there'll be a lot of people that are not going to be happy.
Oh man.
There are people predicting that it would need to sell between 15 and 16 million to recoup
Wow.
the cost that they're saying.
And it's on both systems though, right? So I guess it's got
I think it's on like everything.
yeah. So it's got the
Xbox One, PS4, 360, PS3. Yeah.
so it'll have the legs to do it if it's gonna do it.
That's a tall order, though, man. That is a tall order.
It makes me think about the Spider-Man, the newest movie,
Mm-hmm.
because since that movie was being mixed on our console, we've been talking back and forth with those guys, and the rumor is that it cost $800 million to make that movie.
I don't doubt it.
My gosh.
That's a lot
And
of CG.
If that is the real cost, then that movie is like has far outpaced anything, like as far as cost.
That's too much money. Could you imagine having that much money on your shoulders? Like I don't know if the director feels that burden, but like who feels that burden of like, okay, we got to make this money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Goodness gracious. No, thank you. Y'all can
I mean,
have
it's
that.
a Spider-Man movie, so it'll probably make it back and then some.
I'm sure it will, and it's coming out
It's
this
out.
week. It's
Oh,
out,
is it-
right?
No,
no,
is
it's
it out?
out this weekend.
Comes out this week, yeah.
This weekend. Just in time for Mother's Day.
Exactly. Well, another a long awaited, greatly anticipated sequel that everybody's been jonesing for is finally coming out as well. Shaq Fu 2,
Oh gosh.
A Legend Reborn,
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Did you guys watch the trailer?
No.
Oh gosh, you guys have to watch it.
Oh, we have to watch it now.
Is it awful?
Yeah. But maybe it was intentional. I mean, I didn't know how to feel when I was watching it. I was like, should I be excited about this?
Oh gosh.
Shaq Fu 2. Oh, God.
I mean, I don't know. Like, Gabe, did you play Shaq Fu Vanilla in its infancy?
Shaq was the freaking man. You kidding? Of course I'm gonna play that game.
Oh gosh. That game was so
no.
silly. Like, why did that even come out?
Well, why did Kazam come out? I mean,
Oh
this
my
Joker's a
gosh,
genie.
why'd you
He's a
remind me
rapper.
of that?
He's a kung fu artist.
Do you
So
remember in that movie where they had like the little rap that they were doing? Like, yeah.
of
Like
course,
in the
I mean,
middle
it
of
was
the
so
movie,
bad.
it was like 4 minutes.
Oh, it was like a rap musical.
Oh gosh.
Oh God.
So
You couldn't pay me any amount of money to watch that movie again.
yes, you could. I have a number for sure.
There's a number that comes to mind.
I could be bought.
Gosh.
So Shaq's development studio, Big D's Productions,
Lord,
raised $473,884. They were asking $450,000, including a guy who paid $35,000, and that got him Shaq, and he's gonna come DJ a party for this guy because he paid $35,000.
oh my gosh.
So it was cool. I mean, there was a couple things on there I saw that was interesting. Like if you donated 500, he would follow you on Twitter. I don't know if that is cool, but you could be like, hey, Shaq's one of his accounts, follow me on Twitter.
I'm not trying to be insensitive, but isn't the era of Shaq kind of over though?
I don't know.
Dude, the era of Shaq has been over for a long time.
That's what I thought too. Like I think, but I'm thinking back in the day, like yes, Shaq was.
It's hard not to love Shaq.
Of course, because he's a giant, and
he's a gentle giant.
He's got so much love to give,
and he's got so much. I've got so much love to give. But anyway, it's like he's like. There's so many other amazing players out there right now. Like I think the Shaq era is over. God bless him, but like I think he's trying to
I know, but
himself.
do we have and basketball fans, forgive me, but outside of like a couple, do we have that larger than life basketball player like Shaq was? You know what I'm saying? Shaq was humongous and he was just a dominant force when he was at his prime. And so it's kind of like boxing right now. Like I feel like we don't have any heavy, there's no Mike Tyson's, there's Floyd Mayweather, but that's not heavyweight boxing, it's middleweight boxing or whatever. And so it's like, do we have any of those like huge heroes that you're like, yeah, this guy, Mike Tyson was the face of boxing.
Yeah, and Shaq was the face of basketball.
Yeah, he was the face of being a center in basketball and freaking slaughtering people. Yeah.
Yes. No, I don't know, man. It's just, I think there's so many other amazing players right now that, like, I don't see it. I don't see it. And I don't watch a ton of basketball either, but.
Well, I was going to say, I'll tell you one thing. Nobody will have the stardom that Jordan did.
No,
ever,
of course,
never again.
You can't touch that.
Period.
Nobody can touch that yet.
I think it'll happen, but you'll only be compared to Jordan is the problem.
Well, I don't think it'll happen in that way just because we have so much noise now with the internet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if you think back to the Jordan era, like you couldn't watch Jordan dunking over somebody on YouTube. You had to watch Jordan games. You had to be into Jordan.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You had to watch highlights.
You had to be invested. So it was like,
that makes sense.
It's just like how
it's like Michael Jackson.
Well, it's like nothing will ever outsell Thriller because CDs just don't sell as much as they used to.
Right. Yeah.
It's the same thing with basketball players. Like I don't think a basketball player will ever have the merchandising or the freaking outlay that Michael Jordan had in his prime.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. It's just, it's a different era now. And that's what made me prompt this question is like, I mean, yeah, I can see it back in the mid 90s or something. He was, he was doing his thing and he was more the man, but now it's just different. Everything is different.
But here's the thing though, it raised the money already.
I know, which is amazing.
Can it lose money at this point?
No.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to happen. It's going to sell to those Kickstarter backers and then never
he's
sell
getting
again.
putting spandex green and little styrofoam balls put all over his body. And
beautiful.
Let's get this mocap going.
I mean, it'll sell. Everybody wants to gawk at a train wreck. So I'm not saying
that bad.
I'm not saying that the game
can't be that good.
The game won't be bad, but I don't want to say the game won't be bad.
Yeah, don't say that.
There's a good chance that the game will be well developed and it'll look good and it'll play well. But I think the reason that so many people will look into it and so many people donated to the Kickstarter is because Shaq Fu has just become this like
entity.
It's become just a story too. Like, oh man, Shaq Fu back in the day, and there's a whole generation of kids that didn't get to enjoy that.
Yeah, you say enjoy, but I don't know. Like I think it's just well known as a bad game.
Yeah.
So that's why that's what I meant by like people want to look at a train wreck. People want to play Shaq Fu 2 just to say like, oh man, I remember the original Shaq Fu. That was so much crap and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So
I tell you what, man, those guys, after like watching the playoffs and stuff, because I don't really watch basketball that much, but I watch basketball when the playoffs are on. And if him or Charles Barkley did a game, I'd buy either one.
oh my god,
That's just terrible. That's terrible.
This game is terrible.
Charles Barkley needs to make like a cameo in that game.
Oh, that would be so
that's
fun.
a good idea.
Like,
are they talking about Arsenio Hall making a cameo in this one?
Now we're really going back.
No, I saw it. Oh, shoot, back nothing. That Joker's got a show right now.
I know, that's
crazy.
the problem.
What? You didn't know Arsenio had a show again?
That's exactly the problem, because I think his ratings are horrible right now.
The 90s is just coming back.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming full circle.
Weird.
I'm going to put this slap bracelet on and move on to this next thing. Go ahead, Hall. You got something else?
I've got two more small things. Production company Lionsgate. They're well known for like the Hunger Games and Mad Men and stuff like that. They're getting into gaming.
What?
Yeah.
So they founded kind of a...
That was so Scooby of me. Sorry.
Yes.
So they founded like a gaming arm, and they've tapped Peter Levin. He's a co-founder of Nerdist Industries.
Oh,
and you guys are familiar with them if you know Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah, I guess he's going to be leading the team.
Wow.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
Interesting. I kind of want to see what they want to do. I bet they'll start it with downloadable stuff.
They should do Shaq Fu too.
No, they're going to do the Charles Barkley game.
Crap. We need to stop giving out good ideas.
Exactly.
Yeah, seriously, we really have to.
Be Charles Barkley's God Bless My Mother video game.
Oh, Lord.
Charles Barkley, that's terrible.
That's terrible.
Charles Barkley's terrible game.
Oh my gosh, I could just see if they had a box of the game, the little quote at the bottom would be, "That's terrible."
Yeah, that's terrible.
TURRRBLE or something like that.
The army. Let's see. Well, a Norwegian army, I should say, is using the Oculus Rift to give soldiers a better view of around a tank, like when you're inside a tank.
Oh, cool. Good idea.
I know. And so
great idea.
And so it made me think, like, is this what Facebook is going to be doing with the Oculus Rift? Because I thought this was brilliant. So there's 4 cameras on outside of this tank, and then they go into a computer, and then the computer goes into the Oculus Rift, and it stitches together all these cameras so that these guys inside the tank can turn around and in real time be looking outside all around the tank.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty crazy.
That's really cool.
Whoa.
So, like we've seen in video games, the army is going to become like playing a big video game.
So you're saying that Facebook is going to become like a private military company?
I hope not.
Oh, great. It's Terminator all over again now. Next thing you know, we're going to have the machines, and it's just, it's not going to be good.
I don't like where this is going.
No.
I know, but I do like the applications that people are using the Oculus Rift for. Like, of course, I want it to be just gaming and stuff like that, but like seeing the different things like this, or the 90-year-old woman that can't get out of bed, and, her walking around outside, and, just like little stuff like that. You're like, okay, does it seem a bit much? Maybe. Have we done fine without it? Yes, we have. But at the same time, like, if they can bring joy to people or make things safer through Oculus Rift, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's right now it's not a necessity, but it's a good value added piece. So yeah, I like that.
Paul, you got anything else?
One more thing. Harmonix went out to Kickstarter to do Amplitude HD.
Yeah, and it's killing it, right?
Yeah, it's so far. I think last I checked, it was like 164,000, and they're trying to raise 775,000.
Woo, that's a lot of money.
What I didn't know was that Sony still owns that IP, which is crazy. So it's only coming to PS3 and PS4 if it gets funded.
Oh, that's jacked up.
But Amplitude is a lot like Rock Band Blitz, basically. If you've played that,
I haven't.
Amplitude was the PS2 equivalent of that. You basically are going down a lane and you're hitting buttons to play the instruments in real time.
Right.
They started out with a game called Frequency on PS2, which I played a ton. And then they released Amplitude as the sequel to that. So they kind of feel like Amplitude is their perfection of Frequency, probably.
So wait, what's the difference between that and like how Guitar Hero works?
You just play it on the controller instead.
I was going to say, is there like a new guitar controller that they're going to develop, or is it just going to be using the regular controllers?
No, you're going to use the DualShock.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what you did with PS2. I mean, this was pre-instruments. Like, Guitar Hero was the evolution of Amplitude, basically. So Amplitude was the predecessor.
Interesting. Sweet.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? Well, you guys know where to find us if you're listening to us. Hopefully you know where to find us. But just in case you're like, I just stumbled on these guys on accident and I have no idea who they are.
Why do they keep talking about Shaq so much?
Exactly. We're Married to the Games, and you can find us on marriedtothegames.com, twitter.com/mttgcast, facebook.com/married to the games. Come check out the forum. The trophy wars are underway and people are killing it, and we're going to probably be slaughtered.
No, we're going to get creamed
in that.
I already know it.
It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
People are already laughing at my 6 trophies.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm right there with you, Hall. Don't worry.
There will be blood. And so that's been fun. Every week we ask you guys a question. Last week we asked you, if you could work in the gaming industry, would you, or would it destroy gaming for you? Got a couple answers here. Mike D from the forum says, if I was a tester, yes, it'd probably ruin it.
Yeah, I agree.
Creator, only if I got terrible reviews after years of hard work.
Yep.
He said, reviewer, undecided. I don't think so. You'll have to play. He said you'll have to play a ton of crappy games, but then it'll also make you play some games that are great outside of your wheelhouse that you never would have otherwise played. I thought that was a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is a good point.
Drew said maybe as a reviewer, I'd hate having to wade through every game and do the reviews. Casey J. Hawk said, as much as I hate to say it, gaming is my escape. If I had to do it as my career, I think it would take some of the meaning out of it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It is kind of an escape for a lot of people. That's a great point.
Exactly.
I think that was kind of the answer we all kind of agreed on for us. It's a way for us to kind of get away from work.
Yeah.
So if we were doing it for work,
right.
we would never get away from work.
Yeah. Moving over to Twitter, Stephen Kwame at Wandering Mind S says, I'm an extra in TV and films, and I have no problem watching them, so I could work in gaming and still play games. Thought that was interesting. Nathan at Sith Nightmare said, if I could, I would. I'd like to do voiceover acting or sound editing, and I don't think that would ruin the game for me. It's interesting because when it comes to sound engineering or sound design, I would look so forward to seeing how the game came to life.
Yeah.
But it's interesting in talking to Gavin Hammond, he can't play games that he's voiced.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
And then, of course, Stancil jumped on Twitter at Stancil and said, oh, yeah, no way I could do that. It would totally ruin it for me. Obviously, he's the lead animator over Sucker Punch, and he's just kidding.
So you're saying he plays the PS4 and he just rocks back and forth
He's like, this sucks.
It's fun when he was up on Twitch for a little while. It's fun watching him play it too, because he's just kind of going. It seems like he's just on autopilot when he plays.
Yeah, it looks like watching a professional.
Exactly, because he is one.
Thank you guys so much for answering our question. We'll have another one this week, but for now, y'all got some for us. So let's get into some questions.
I have two special shout outs that I just want to acknowledge. We got an amazing email from Adrian I want to say Flojo, so forgive me if it's Flojo, but Adrian sent us an email and I sent it to the guys, and man, I can't thank you enough for those kind words and just it was just a really cool email. I'm not going to go into any detail about it, but it was just really awesome. So we want to acknowledge him. And he's got a birthday this month. So we want to say happy birthday.
And it's like right around Hall's closing date.
So
close to Hall's closing date.
So well, we definitely want to give a shout out to you. And then also, man, Matt Lighty, man, over at the forum gave us a great post about he's got his entire family listening to us now, which is really amazing. And anywhere from the youngins to our seniors, they're like loving us for some reason, which is awesome. And
that's incredible.
I can't thank you enough. That's just so cool. We're bridging the gap from generations of people, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, him and Aaron are good people.
Yeah, and it's fun, man. It's kind of fun to see how this little podcast is it's doing stuff, and it's impacting people, and I never thought it would ever get to something like this. Yeah, it's way
more than we could ever ask for.
Yeah,
man.
so
yes,
we have such an amazing community, and we can't thank you enough. And man, we gotta do this. We got a ton of questions from everybody. People came out of the woodworks this week.
It's because you put that cute picture of that dog up.
Yeah, there it is. Cuteness always wins. All right, here we go. Travis Pospisil on email. What is the one thing that you don't like that your wife does? And he says in parentheses, I cannot be held responsible for your answer.
Oh, no.
I can tell you right off the bat, my wife loses or forgets her phone all the time, and it drives me insane. That is the first thing that I will check, like besides keys, wallet, phone, boom. And like, I'll give you a great example. 2 days ago, she had to go meet a client, and I knew we were low on gas in the car. And I said, babe, you're going to have to put gas in the car. I mean, like literally lights on. We have like 30 miles left, and she has to go like 17 miles. And so she runs out to meet the client. And I look over to the right of my desk, and there's her phone. I'm like, oh, here we go. So if she runs out of gas, she's going to have to hitchhike to some gas station and use a payphone or use some sort of smoke signal. I was like, I am going to kill her. But yeah, that's the thing that I just drives me insane.
Paul?
Man, I'm trying to think of something.
Listen to you.
You're being very.
I could tell you things that I do that annoys her.
No. This is about her.
Should I have one little quirk?
I'm trying to think. Like, it's hard for me because not a lot bothers me.
Yeah, you are very laid back.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
I'm trying to think.
Well, I'll go.
Go ahead, Gabe.
It's funny because it's not that bad, but like Jenny is not good at like starting a project and then finishing a project, then starting another project. She's good at starting a project, then 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 starting a project.
Finishing is the hardest part.
Finishing is the hardest part for her. And that trickles over to me.
Nice.
So we'll like start painting the house like we were painting the whole house, y'all. Like we were going to paint the whole house. And in the middle of painting the house, what did she say? We should do the kitchen.
Yeah.
So now we're into the kitchen. And I suspect that something else will pop up before this kitchen is
Of
done.
course.
We'll see.
So Gabe, do you just walk around with a hard hat all day?
Exactly.
You might as well.
Yeah, I should. Whistling. I got a hammer slung over my shoulder.
That's right.
I thought of it.
All right.
So I'm the reluctant multitasker. I can be checking my email while having a conversation while listening to something.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can do kind of all those things. When Krista's like checking her phone or stuff like that, like I can be talking to her and she is not hearing anything I say.
Completely zoned out.
Great.
That's hilarious.
That's good.
I like that.
All right. Travis, great question, man. Let's move on. Our boy, Shay Kerrville. I'm finally joining the club. On May 18th, I will be permanently playing life in co-op mode with my fiance. Pause for congratulations.
Hey-o.
Thanks, guys.
Hey.
That's awesome. I believe is that the second marriage in our podcast history that's going on?
No,
so
I think
far?
it's been more than that.
Second or third. That's awesome.
We bring people together.
That's right. That night we get on an airplane for 3 days in Disney World. Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
So my question for the chubby ninja and the reluctant multitasker is, where is your favorite vacation spot for you and your wife? And for Tiger Claw, where are your top 3 places you like to go in Disney World with just you and your wife? Love the podcast. Looking forward to sending you some pics from the world of Disney.
Yeah.
Peace.
That's awesome.
So, Shay, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Marriage is an awesome thing. Disney World is an awesome thing.
Yeah, put those together.
Yeah, just put those together. You got yourself. That's
a good time.
That's a great way to start your lives together. Go ahead, boys. Where is your favorite vacation spot for you and your wife?
I think for us, it would have to be St. Pete Beach. It's
Nice.
awesome.
Where's that?
It's in Florida, about an hour away from Orlando.
Oh,
Is that Gulf Coast or Atlantic Coast?
Gulf Coast.
Nice.
And it's awesome.
sweet.
That's really cool.
It's kind of one of those spots that not a lot of people know about. So when you go to the beach, I mean, you're pretty secluded. So
That's pretty cool.
and there's like 5 or 6 hotels just right there that just back out to the beach, and it's just white sand, clear blue water. It's awesome.
Nice.
That's
I
really
love that. Me and my wife love San Diego. That's where we were married, and where we got married. I mean, and where we spent our first year anniversary. We went back there, and
That's awesome.
We love San Diego. And I have to throw in on this freaking Disney thing because me and Router both.
I wanted you to weigh in. Yeah, I wanted you to weigh
Disney
in on
guys because I freaking love there. Epcot, we always tried to work out going there just because of all the food that you can eat. Because if anybody knows a chubby ninja, the first thing to be a chubby is food. And so that's the first rule of chub. And so,
First rule of chub.
and so we love to eat. There's a pastry place in France that is like to die for. It's so good. And then I'm trying to think where else. And then I mean the Magic Kingdom just itself at night, if you can get there on like a fireworks night, or if you're staying at one of the resorts, they have after hours where just the people from the resorts get to be in the parks, and it's just like wide open, and it's late and it's dark and everything's lit up. Oh gosh, I love that place. We're going back in September. I can't wait to go.
That's great. And if you're going in May, that's actually pretty decent because a lot of people are still in school, so it shouldn't be too crowded.
Shouldn't be too crazy.
I'll give you just some 3 quick places. Chefs de France, the restaurant in France in Epcot is really good. They have an amazing steak there and really good French onion soup, I would hope, because it's in France. The restaurant...
Don't talk French to the people.
No.
Because they are French.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They are French.
It's true.
I've done that many times.
This is a low-key little spot in the Magic Kingdom. There's a great little hot dog place right on the corner on Main Street called Casey's Corner. My wife and I, even before Piper, like that was like a little place that we would just go, have a hot dog, sit and chill. And that was always great. And then the other place that I was thinking about that would be really great because it's your honeymoon, there is a restaurant at the top of the Contemporary Resort that overlooks everything. And it is, I don't know if it's not a steakhouse, I don't think, but it's really good food. It's like really like modernish, like very, very cool. So those are the places I'd recommend. Check it out. And again, congratulations.
Yeah, man. That's
awesome.
Incredible.
We got to keep it moving, boys. We're still not even into Twitter questions yet.
We gotta go.
Oh, crap.
Warren Skinner. Hey guys, I'm hunting, quote unquote, for proposal ideas and was wondering, how did you guys pop the question? If you could go back and add some geekiness to it, what would you do? I would not add any geekiness because no. I would not be married at this point if I did that.
Exactly.
Man, I don't know. Like the way I popped the question, I was on the road. I was a road manager for a band at the time, and Lauren came up with us on the bus, and we were up in Boston, and I had to find some place quick. Got a cab, ended up going to this place because the promoter had recommended, and it was like a salad bar, kind of like weird, really weird, low key place with people wearing railroad engineers outfits. Mm-hmm. It was like an old train station, and I just had a card, and it was her birthday, and I opened up her birthday card, and then I got on my knees and
nice.
Asked her. Really short story. So that's the short version.
Mine's kind of lame. Mine wasn't so much about where I proposed because it was like in my house, but
nice.
But it was the drama surrounding it. So long story, very, very short. when we started dating, when we started looking at rings, Jenny fell in love with this one ring. And it might be too late for you to implement this in your own thing, but she fell in love with this one ring. It was way too expensive for us. So behind her back, I like started scrummaging up money and then bought it, but told her it had been sold to somebody else because she kept wanting to go back. Because she kept wanting to go back and look at it. And so I like worked it out with the guy to act like it had been sold. And she actually cried, which that's always when you've taken a joke too far. And she was like, that person probably didn't even care about that ring. I love that ring. And the whole time I had it. And then like, cause I was on and off the road so much at the time. And then I like took her out to dinner and like, got a rose for her and was like, hey, I just got you this rose because I got her off work and all this. I was like, I got you this rose because I know that you really want to be engaged, but I'm working on it, blah, 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 blah. And then later that night did it. So it was kind of this whole roller coaster of emotions and drama about her thinking that was going to be this just random ring. And then when she saw the ring and didn't think we were getting engaged that day. And so it was the drama. I was a theater kid. So.
That's awesome. There you go.
Paul?
Yeah, I wish I had a really good story too. Mine's kind of... So like my band at the time, we had just played a show in somewhere way north of where we lived. I think maybe Columbus or something, somewhere close to there. And I was going to be hanging out with Krista the next day. And I'm, like kind of thinking after the show, I'm like, man, this was a really good show we just had. And I'm kind of a little hyped up. So I think it's time. I've had the ring for like a month now and just kind of been waiting for the right time. And we were going to be hanging out that day anyway. So I drove home overnight because I had driven myself up to the show. And I had went to go pick her up at her house. Brought her to my mom's house, and this was like really early in the morning. So when we got to my house, she was like, I'm gonna zonk out for a while. And she went to go take a nap, and I put the ring on her finger while she was sleeping. So she woke up, I was there, and she was just like, yes.
No way.
Nice.
That's a really good idea.
Kind of creepy.
I thought it was kind of lame,
super creepy.
That works.
Hey, but I was just watching you while you were sleeping.
Hey, we're getting married.
Yeah, a little. I could see
they weren't even dating.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
It puts the ring on his finger.
And
dude, that's actually really great.
Well, it wasn't even like it was my house either, because I had actually moved out of my house probably a few months before then. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to remember why we were even at my mom's house, but she was sleeping in like our guest bedroom, and I put the ring on her finger, and she woke up with it.
Nice.
And I didn't even have to ask, so she just said yes.
He put the ring on her finger in her other hand in some water and was like, either she's gonna be really excited or pee the bed.
That's good. I like that.
But looking back on it, I kind of wish I would have planned something. It's just that it was a matter of, and Gabe, you probably felt the same way, like you couldn't wait anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you just had to do it.
Okay, I'm going to save the rest of these emails. We've got like 3 more emails.
Wow, we got a lot of emails.
Week.
That's awesome.
I know. It's awesome. So I want to get us some Twitter now, because we've got a lot of Twitter.
We got a lightning round.
So let's lightning around this. So Chris at BreadFan35, could Hall give us tips for growing and maintaining an exceptional beard?
Let me tell you something. A lot of people will try to sell you like beard conditioner, quote unquote, and it's like $35 for a bottle of it. Money. Just go to your like whatever grocery store you go to and buy like one of the more expensive conditioners. It'll do the same thing.
Nice.
Huh.
I use one that's like $6 and it works awesome. So,
there you have it.
And the name escapes me because it's my wife's. So I just
being a real man with Timothy Hall.
Nice. That's it right there.
But yeah, you have to condition the beard. Don't shampoo.
Yeah, because that'll dry it out.
It'll just dry it out. Yep.
I love that. At Arctic Warlocks, looking for advice on getting a Vita. What line would you give to your wife to justify the need? Have a PS4 already. Yeah.
Woman, submit. Read the Bible and submit.
Gabe, you just went through this, so how did you convince Jenny?
I didn't use that read the Bible and submit line.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
You would have been on the couch.
I would have been
point.
outside in a gutter somewhere.
Just rocking back and forth, going, submit. Woman's got to submit.
Wapner, Jeff Wapner.
Exactly.
Well, if you have a PS4, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah. But I think it's probably the money that he's getting after. And what I did was I went on eBay, I bought mine used, and just waited for a great deal. And so when I bought my Vita, it came with 6 games, and I sold all of them making the Vita. I think after I sold all the games, I paid $70 for the Vita.
See, that's awesome.
That's what I would do.
If you can show your thriftiness, then
exactly.
I think
that's what I laid it out in front of my wife. I showed Jenny. I was like, okay, look, here's this Vita I want to buy. Oh, also eBay in the middle of the day, because that's when other people aren't eBaying. And I was like, look, here's these 6 games. Here's what they've sold for on eBay. I know this sounds like a lot of work, but like, you have to lay it out.
Printouts and research.
Yeah, man. My wife would go let me just drop that money out of no place.
He's got a PowerPoint presentation for it too.
She's got a project she needs to start.
That's right.
So, that's my information on that.
There you go.
One more thing, real quick.
Oh yeah. So go ahead.
If you can sell or do something to get extra money, that's the easiest way.
Oh yeah. eBay
like
or Craigslist are your friends.
Yeah, exactly. If you have like a few things you can sell and put together $200 or whatever, then go. That's completely justifiable typically.
Yep.
So
we got a couple of really great statements too. The cool nerd at I am Sean Vaughn. Is it weird that I played so much Second Son that I think about draining power when I see neon signs? Hey, there's never too much Second Son you can play. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
But don't play with neon.
Exactly. Ryan Cromer at rcromer5. Is it bad? I now say, let's get into some questions when interviewing people for work. In my head, it's in Gabe's voice. That is great.
That's perfect.
I love
Oh my gosh.
That is great.
We are attacking people in their subconscious now.
It's amazing. That's great, Ryan. Thanks.
That's insane.
Kyle Hall at Marvel Zombie 616. Who would win in a fight between the 3 of you? MTTG All-Stars Battle Royale style. Let's get into some fighting.
Oh, gosh.
Gabe would totally win, in my opinion. If it was an All-Stars Battle Royale, totally.
I don't know, man. I'm not a fighter.
I could picture Gabe as like the Black Ryu. Like, I just immediately thought of Street Fighter, and I thought of Router as Guile.
Oh, awesome. There's the title of the show. Thank you, Hall. The Black Ryu. I can't wait for the picture of that.
Oh, that's going to suck for me, man.
You just got to get Ryu and put him in blackface.
There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
That'll be so racist that won't even be funny.
Oh, it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, it will be good.
They'll know that
And
we're
I didn't
not
mean
racist.
it as racist. I just meant if he had his powers.
No. That's amazing.
Oh, I have no idea. We probably jog around the ring for a little bit and all just need to sit down and for a minute have a snack and then get back to jogging around.
We'd all just sit down and then just start playing games together.
You know those boxing matches where they don't really box. It looks like they're slow dancing most of the fight. That's probably awesome. What it would be.
Yeah. All right. Let's do 2 more. We got this one too. Brian Robert just at Rocher Limits 1374. He said, "What's up, new pup? No question, just showing some love for me and my dog." He sent a picture of his dog, which looks like a corgi, and it was awesome. Nice. I don't know if you guys saw it yet, but it was awesome. And Brian, thanks for that. It's awesome having a new pup. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Josh Oakes at JP Oakes 1. If you had to convince someone to take up gaming and they could only play one game, what game is it?
Yikes. Wow. It's hard because there's so many different levels of gaming.
Yeah, it's also a matter of, what would be their gaming style.
But he probably means hardcore gaming. Like, he's probably not going to be like, yeah, Candy Crush. Because, I mean, even though some people say that that's gaming and that moms are gamers now, and I just can't say that yet.
Yeah.
People were saying that back in the PopCap era.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a gamer. I play this freaking Candyland on Candyland.com.
Yeah, no.
Gosh, that's a good question.
I'm going to say The Last of Us just for story.
That's a good one.
That's a game where it acts like a movie, and it can definitely be an emotion, like grab you emotionally. So
You
I
know
would
what?
say The Last of Us.
I'm going to say that too, but this is what I'm going to say. I wouldn't have them play it. I'd have you play it and have them watch. And I think that might get them interested. That, or this is going to sound real stupid, World of Warcraft. If for some reason you can get your wife or your boyfriend, whoever in your life doesn't play video games, to sit down in front of that game and like make a character and go out into the world, that thing grabs you quick.
I have an addendum. Mario Kart 2,
Jack. Shoot.
Yeah,
I mean,
that did it for Lauren. I mean,
it worked for Jenny too.
Yeah, she got on it. Go ahead, Hall. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say my answer is Super Mario 64.
Ooh, nice.
That's a good one.
It's enjoyable and it's easy and it's still kind of like a modern game.
Yeah,
like playing
like
that game, it doesn't feel as dated as you think it would.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right, well, we'll end it there. And like I said, there's some good emails that we can actually have discussions about that I want to get to. So we'll shelve those for next week. Guys, thank you so much, everybody, for all the love this week. I just feel like we got just an influx of some great vibes and good love, and so we can't thank you enough.
We appreciate you guys. We so do. Our question of the week to you is, I mean, what's today's date? Today is the 7th. So by the time you're hearing this, we will literally be like a month away from E3.
Oh,
and
so awesome.
The news and everything's going to start being kind of stirred up. What do you guys want to see from E3? What are some big surprises you would love to see? Maybe some returning faces. Remember, we had to go through 2 cycles of E3 for The Last of Us because it got delayed. So what are you guys hoping to see? These press conferences are coming up. It's going to be, they're all happening on the 9th. We'll like post some kind of schedule for you guys when all the information comes in, but we know EA is doing one, Xbox obviously will be doing one, Sony will be doing one, Nintendo's doing their digital event. So what do you want to see at E3? That's our question. Use hashtag answer MTTG, and we will also post it on the forum. As always, thank you guys so much for listening, for being here. I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Timothy Hall. And we are married to the games. And we are up out this thing. Peace.